African American, Mexican, they always made for the biggest fights in history.
Terence Crawford should fight David Benavidez if they both lobbying so hard to fight Canelo Alvarez.
A lot of these good fighters fight each other, and a lot of these great fighters, they fight each other.
Even years after retiring, Floyd Mayweather remains deeply involved in boxing, whether through high-profile exhibition matches or his trademark fiery words that keep him at the center of attention.
I'm behind the scenes. So sometimes a fighter can retweet something, just to get the people out of their seats or get the people going. And Terence Crawford, hell of a...
He's just made his boldest move yet, one that could redefine his legacy. Mayweather has spoken out clearly and confidently, urging Terence Crawford, the pound-for-pound king, to take on the fight everyone else believes is impossible.
I'm going to ask you, if I say these fighter names to you, what is the first word that comes to mind?
Okay.
So the first one is Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Great fighter.
David Benavidez.
Good fighter.
The last one is Terence Crawford.
The newly crowned pound-for-pound undefeated 5-division world champion, 3-division undisputed world champion, superstar boxer, who is the first ballot Hall of Famer once he retires, Terence Bud Crawford. Floyd Mayweather said in an interview with Fight Hype, Floyd Mayweather made a statement that Terence Bud Crawford should face off against the Mexican-Ecuadorian monster, David Benavidez, the 2-time WBC super middleweight and reigning WBC light heavyweight.
It all started during a candid interview when Mayweather was asked about Terence Crawford's next move. Coming from a man who retired undefeated and masterminded some of the biggest fights in boxing history, his words carried real weight. He began by calmly acknowledging.
Wait. I think when he was like, a really super skillful fighter.
He expressed genuine admiration for both fighters before dropping a bold challenge. While everyone else debated how to lure Canelo Alvarez back for another mega payday, Mayweather cut through the noise with a simple yet ruthless solution. If both of them want Canelo, they should forget about him and fight each other instead. His words were sharp, direct, and impossible to ignore.
Talked about that, a while back. And I thought about this, if he wanted to go to 168 and he want to fight Canelo bad and Benavidez want to fight Canelo bad, if they can't get Canelo, they can fight each other. Benavidez and Crawford.
Whoa, wait a minute. Wow, for real?
I'm saying that both of you guys are chasing one fighter. If y'all feel like y'all chasing him and y'all can't get that fighter, then y'all should say, fuck it, we'll fight each other. I don't know. I just threw that out there because you told me about Benavidez trying to fight Canelo, and I know that, Terence Bud Crawford has been trying to fight Canelo. They both been trying to get that fight done. And it seems like both have been trying to get it done extremely bad. Now, if you can't...
And just like that, an idea few fans had ever imagined was suddenly on the table.
Stop chasing Canelo, bruh. You feel me? The man don't look like he want to fight you. You feel me?
Right.
And this kid there, the business of the game, bruh. Sometimes it's just...
But this isn't just another fight. It's a clash between two warriors from entirely different divisions.
And David Benavidez, those are some fighters that...
I'm just not really praising fighters. It's just giving guys their props. Saying, this guy can fight.
To understand the magnitude of Mayweather's proposal, you have to look at the weight difference. Terence Crawford started his career as a 135-pound technician, a master craftsman in the ring. Yet he recently captured the 168-pound title after defeating Canelo, a leap that defied every expectation in the sport.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool?
Yeah, that's cool. They don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever...
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Sean Porter, right?
Nope.
No friends in this business for you.
I think Tim Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think me and Tim Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought Tim.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you would have, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now, but when Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore. So that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
I think you got your answer there.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis.
Beat your...
Okay.
David Benavidez, on the other hand, is a natural super middleweight, a powerhouse who walks around well over 180 pounds and struggles to make the 168-pound limit. Many already see his future at 175. This isn't just a difference in weight, it's a gulf in physical dimensions. They stand on opposite ends of the spectrum, a tactical genius versus a physical monster. It's the ultimate boxing question. Can pure skill truly overcome raw power and size?
Turkey, he did a great job.
He was involved in Riyadh season, and they own Ring Magazine now. So the reason why that's significant is the Ring Magazine belt is one of the only belts that kind of been, there's a bunch of different organizations that are sanctioning bodies. There's the WBO, the WBC, the IBF. There's all these different, it's very fractured, right? But Ring Magazine has always been like, Roy Jones Jr. was the Ring Magazine middleweight champ of the world, the Ring Magazine super middleweight champ of the world. Like, that's the gold standard, is Ring Magazine.
So there would be one belt.
They can do that and then overpower everything else with money and then really put the
prophet agrees. The risk couldn't be higher.
With the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. But you want Canelo. But you want Canelo.
You gotta understand, like.
But I gotta ask you, bro, because I can't, you know.
My thing is, Benavidez is a big dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not to say I won't fight him. I fought his brother. You know what I mean? His brother was big. I fought him. But, you know what I mean? Benavidez is a big dude. Benavidez is like 6 foot something. You know what I mean? Then he gonna come in 190, 200 probably. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. Like, that's a big dude. Like, you know what I mean?
And he's skilled, man.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I might as well go to heavy.
A retired legend's opinion is one thing, but in modern boxing, fights aren't made in the gym. They're made by men with billion-dollar checkbooks. And just when the boxing world began dismissing Mayweather's idea as a far-fetched fantasy, everything changed in a dramatic twist.
This is the gloves of the champ. He gave it to me, and this is important gift from him. It's mean a lot to me. We do it. I like the logo. Yeah. Very, very beautiful logo. The champ have a lot of surprise for his city and for the future. He want to rest now for 1 or 2 months. Then we will tell you the surprise.
Sure.
Thank you.
But if it was you against Crawford?
To be honest with you, if I fought Terence Crawford, I would definitely use my size, my reach, my weight to my advantage. Crawford is a very smart fighter, but I guess
the most powerful man in boxing, Saudi Arabia's Turki Al-Sheikh, entered the conversation. Whispers across social media and boxing forums, fueled by one of his cryptic tweets, hinted that the sport's new kingmaker was more than just intrigued. He was seriously considering the matchup. Suddenly, a fight once thought impossible had the backing of the one man capable of turning fantasy into reality. With a single phone call, Mayweather's idea went from speculation to possibility. And the boxing world didn't just take notice, it exploded with excitement.
When we think about anybody at 168 outside of Canelo, the first name that comes to anybody's mind is David Benavidez. What about the potential for a fight like that?
No, like I said, man, that's a big dude. You know what I mean? He ain't even at 168. You know, when you look
Right, not now. That 175, yeah.
He probably can't even make 168 no. When you look at these fights, you know, especially coming up, you gotta be realistic. You gotta, you know, say, all right, you know, how big is this dude really is? Because David Benavidez, he can fight his ass off. You know, me personally, I believe in my skills and my ability. I could be
because he like, man, he's not a big dude. He just kept saying he's not a big dude and you can beat him. And then when I looked into it, I'm like, damn, Bill Wright. You know what I mean? So then it was just like...
The boxing community instantly split in two. On one side, analysts like Kofi Gentua cried out, "That's not fair." They argued that throwing a naturally smaller fighter like Crawford against a powerhouse like Benavidez was pushing the limits of safety, a reckless mismatch that ignored the dangers of size and strength in the ring.
Too big, too strong. We don't want to see a champion do so much and accomplish so much and then end his career with a bad choice.
But the reaction from the other side was just as intense. Voices like Lonnie be fired back with brutal confidence, predicting total destruction, saying, "David Benavidez will beat the Saint out of Terence Crawford." To them, size and power were undeniable truths. No amount of skill could overcome that kind of force. The debate exploded everywhere, online, in barbershops, and in gyms. Was this the makings of a legendary challenge or a guaranteed slaughter?
When Canelo made that comment, just what's your thoughts?
I don't have a problem with it. I mean, he's speaking how he feels. He knows what he's doing. He's been in huge fights. He's made an enormous amount of money, several hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. He's had a fantastic career thus far. He's fought everybody that he possibly could. And David Benavidez is just another challenge out there potentially for him. I'm excited as a fan, I would love to see the fight. But at the end of the day, Canelo's called.
Amid the flood of opinions, all eyes eventually turned to the two men at the center of it all. David Benavidez, long in search of a legacy-defining fight, didn't hesitate for a second. He made it clear he'd take on any challenge, confident his power alone would carry him to victory. But Crawford's camp reportedly saw things very differently. Rumors quickly spread that his personal trainer flat-out dismissed the idea, calling the size gap too dangerous and the risk completely unnecessary.
That he was like Benavidez.
Yeah, he
Turkey,
did.
So.
Turkey just posted that this morning, wondering if Benavidez can make 168. Maybe he has plans or ideas of maybe trying to match up Benavidez and Terence Crawford.
No,
there.
man. No, they ain't doing that fight.
Maybe planning on vacating the belts.
No, we ain't gonna vacate the belts. We just gonna sit where we need to sit for a minute, and then, just like I said, get back.
Crawford is the reigning king of boxing, and he has far safer, more conventional paths ahead. Potential matchups with fighters like Tim Tszyu or Keith Thurman. These are elite-level bouts that still carry prestige, but come with nowhere near the same level of danger.
You know what I mean? Make a quick buck or make a quick little penny, but I'm looking at the bigger picture. You know, this is a legacy fight. This is a generational fight, you know, that will be talked about for years.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, if Terence doesn't want to do that, or there's guys like, I know Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman are fighting here soon, and I guess he could possibly fight the winner of that. Or do you think, I know there's still that guy, Jaron Boots Ennis, floating around. It's that younger name floating around at welterweight. I know,
I think that'd be a hell of a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Boots Ennis. Just like we always say, somebody got to give you a chance. Somebody got to give you an opportunity and a chance. So somebody got to give Boots the opportunity and a chance. Whether it's Terence or somebody else. It seems like, it's been difficult for Crawford to get that Spence fight done. It's been difficult for him to get the Canelo fight done. So his other option is.
On the other hand, Benavidez isn't the only threat. Jaron Boots Ennis, another undefeated monster, looms within Crawford's own division, a challenge many consider just as dangerous.
Bud always been like that, but I would question South. You know what I'm saying? South.
You think there's anything left for him, Coach, or is it time for Bud to move on? Or
I'm trying to figure out who he gonna fight next.
160, you can see him fight going
I wouldn't do nothing crazy. He looked at excellent. Hey, Islam. He looked at excellent.
Is there anybody the most from
No, I'm trying to figure out what their team gonna do next. I want to see what's
He's
next.
talking about 160, Coach. I mean, the only thing down there is maybe like a middleweight tournament, 2 fights undisputed, something like that. But if not that, then what for Bud?
Ooh!
Well, they were talking about Jaron Ennis going to 160. Possibly Jaron Ennis going to 160.
If he go to 160, then we got another mega fight.
You think that's a mega fight?
I don't know that yet, but I've said.
This new situation strengthens the argument made by analysts like Greg Hackett. who insist Crawford doesn't need Benavidez. In their view, he's already reached the summit. So why would a reigning king willingly walk into the lion's den when safer, more logical options exist? But Crawford is no stranger to risk or the politics of boxing. It's the same uphill battle he fought to reach this point. For years, he was locked in a bitter public feud with his former promoter, Bob Arum, believing Top Rank couldn't deliver the megafights needed to define his legacy. Especially the long-awaited showdown with Errol Spence Jr. Their split was ugly, filled with accusations that Arum couldn't land big fights and that Crawford wasn't a major draw. Determined to control his destiny, Crawford fought for his own freedom and built his career on his own terms. That history adds a layer of irony to his current predicament. He fought to climb the mountain, and now, as the undisputed king, he's being asked to jump into a volcano. To fully understand this moment, you have to consider the man who's not in the fight, Canelo Alvarez. For years, Canelo was the face of boxing, until everything changed in September 2025 when Terence Crawford not only defeated him, but, as Crawford himself put it, took his belts and his crown. The loss was so shocking that respected figures in the sport, including trainer Ronnie Shields, openly suggested the Mexican legend should retire. Yet in a surprising twist that proves how much influence he still commands, Canelo revealed he has a lucrative 2-fight deal in Riyadh lined up for the rest of the season. It creates a strange dynamic, a fallen king, dismissed by some, who remains one of the most powerful financial forces in boxing.
This after. Is it true that you walked up to him and you gave him the belts back?
Yeah, for sure.
Did that happen?
Yeah.
Why did you do that? Why'd you do that?
They his belts. You know, I want to be the one to, give them back to him.
But you mean actually they're your belts? You took it, you won.
They're my belts, but my belts is gonna come personalized. Like his belts is personalized. Them his. I took his titles.
Gotcha.
The belts is going home with him. The titles is coming home with me. I'm gonna get my new belts. And those belts is going home with him. And I just felt like it was only right that I be the one to present.
In his situation,
right?
The belts don't matter. That was like Floyd Mayweather. Who gonna tell Floyd Mayweather a belt matter? They make belts for you at that point,
right?
The belts don't matter. Once you get to a certain peak in your career, you outgrow the belts because you got to pay for the belts anyway. Absolutely. Like I'm gonna give you these belts. They gonna come and watch me regardless. So now it comes to a point where we negotiate the percentage of the belts because we gotta pay for the belts. How can I be champion of the world and I gotta pay you?
Crawford's victory created a power vacuum, giving fighters like Benavidez, who had spent years chasing Canelo, a new target to aim for. But Mayweather's proposal wasn't the only bombshell he dropped in that interview. He also addressed the fundamental question every elite fighter must face: risk versus reward. When asked about Crawford's situation, Floyd didn't talk about weight or skill. He talked about motivation. He explained that every fighter must decide whether they're driven by legacy, money, or both. It wasn't a casual remark. It was insight from a man who built an empire inside and outside the ring. He even shared an example from his own career, revealing that when he fought Canelo, he let Canelo's team choose the catch weight, a calculated decision that showed Mayweather's brilliance as both a strategist and a businessman.
Like we keep on saying, we want to see Benavidez. Canelo, hell of a fighter, but my personal opinion, he's ducking Benavidez. That's just my personal opinion, and I'm allowed to speak my mind. That's just what it is. We want to see Benavidez. Let's make it out.
You just size them up, especially when you going into a bigger weight class like that. You size them up and you see your advantages and his advantages. A lot of people might say, oh well, we want to see Benavidez, Canelo, but to be real,
you don't want to see that.
Yeah, as a boxing fan, it would be.
By letting his opponent choose what seemed like an advantage, Mayweather removed any chance for excuses before the first punch was even thrown. This gives his message to Crawford a deeper meaning. He's not just suggesting a fight. He's challenging Crawford to think like a true fighter, to cut through a sport clouded by too many belts and false champions, and return to boxing's purest principle, the two best fighters proving it in the ring. So that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yo, like that's a risky fight. At least I thought at the time it was a risky, even though you made it look like easy.
And for the record, a lot of people said it was at a catch weight. I mean, I didn't choose the catch weight. Canelo did. I didn't ask for catch weight.
Yeah, I remember that.
I just know. I remember somebody from the Canelo team had done an interview and said, "Yo, we'll fight Floyd at a catch weight." So my team jumped on and said, "Well, tell me what catch weight you guys want to fight at." They chose the catch weight. We said, "Let's do it." It didn't matter to me if we wanted to fight at 54. I would have fought anyway. But I think when we fought at 53 or